mechanical heroes, and that's going to be a little bit of an upskill battle for them. So I am going to lead in favor of Ackerman just for that slight advantage, but I don't think it's enough of an advantage to say they'll be able to close out this game. But, you know, if history goes to tell, you see in the previous matches, it goes down to who can be able to pull this off, who makes the first mistake.
Absolutely. Now we are going into the grand finals right now. The match point actually for both kind of feels like the grand finals already with how tight these games are going. But I also would have to lean more towards that draft of Ackerman because I just feel like the pressure from Nicola is what's giving up that little bit of advantage. She is able to copy the wild charge, but also copy Yato's ults, which is going to be the Feather Airstrike and the Wild Charge. So she can really pick what she wants. Does she want to give the control of the AoE or does she want to give control of CC? Which is something that you can kind of decide as a team fight goes. But you have to pay attention to Zia and ISO right now. They are both running two really good marksmen that takes time to scale. So let's see which marksman will prevail for this final match.
Right, and both teams kind of revving up, trying to get that level 4 for this first neutral objective. Zane already rotating around, doing some chip damage on to Zia, using that retribution. Still has 38 seconds on the table, so overall not a waste of the retry. But like you said, mistakes do happen, and the question is who will make the first one. And you're looking at T, very comfortable so far on this R lot, kind of diving into that turret and doing some damage over to Galaxy.
Absolutely. You know, we already seen the pressure in the bot side. Now, this is what these two teams have been doing constantly. A lot of presence in that gold lane, but Kush already trying to zone out Zane from a little bit of his jungle, which forces Zane to kind of back off there a little bit. We already see the rotations coming in from the mage on the side of BTK to go ahead and pick up that 4, but Nicola Twinks being very patient in the mid side.
Yeah, definitely being very patient, and that's what you have to do when it comes to teams of this caliber. As we've seen just between this series on these 30-minute games, and you know, you have to wait for one side to make that mistake. Looking at Yato hovering around, looks like Kush in a good position to secure this first objective, and BTK not able to get anything in response to it. A good start so far for Ackerman, but wild charge! Joy Boss looking like a full linebacker, almost catching Zia out of position for a pickoff.
Since when was this football, Wheezy? But Twinks coming here, already knowing that the wild charge has been used, waiting to wind up. Oh, look at the wild.
Yeah, the Tyrant's Rage and the Tyrant's Revenge on the way. They are out for blood right now on the bottom side. And same thing on the top side. Retribution does go out by Kush. Securing the kill takes down T. Looks like they're getting everything they want so far, as Nicolette is going to go ahead and find Yato as well. 2 kills on the board for Ackerman and 1 turtle under their belt.
Already setting the pace, but direct invade coming in from Zane, denying a blue, but that is 2 kills off the board for the side of BTK, and that is not good, especially on that top side of 2 trade, but Twinks still hanging out on the bot side. And let's just hope both of these roamers don't miss their ult again, or else if they keep doing that, this is going to be a long game, as they are not having the set potential they are giving.
Yeah, definitely needing that set in their favor, but so far, Ackerman looking strong, looking promising. Just needs to keep this up to keep BTK from having an easier time, as both teams having 2 wins on the board. Whoever wins this match will secure their way into the top 3 teams for North America. The losing team, mind you, will have to go up in another best of 5 right after this against the Empire. And I know this is a long fought battle between both of these teams. Times Rage with a double stun onto ISO and Yato from Twinks. Yato is going to find a kill, takes down Zia. Twinks finds ISO as well. That's going to be 1 member falling for both sides, but they are not done yet. You are going to see the power nature from Joy Boss barely missing Nicolette, and they are going to push out this fight.
Mid-side. Woo.
Yeah, mid-side. A little bit of a possible fight on the way, but not something that Kush wants to take.
That is definitely not, as a neutral objective has been pulled up, but T's gonna already start pulling up the aggro, but Galaxy already coming online, zoning out T, but Twinks jumping already on T.
And you are seeing both teams fight it out. Final Slash does drop down. You are seeing Spirit Glory as well. Zia finding a kill, takes down T. You are seeing Kush pull the aggro of this turtle again. A possible second neutral objective in his hands. BTK kind of on the struggle bus right now. Spirit Glory not able to hit the mark. He actually Spirit Glory behind him. Not really sure what happened right there, but you are seeing the bouncing ball drop down onto Yato for the airstrike as well. Kush securing the turtle for Ackerman. Yato very low. Nicolette takes him down. And you are going to find Mobazane finding a kill onto Twinks. That is going to be a lot of members falling, but yet again, another turtle in favor for Ackerman, 5-2 on the scoreboard.
And 2 objectives picking up by Kush is actually doing really well right now. Being able to pick up these objectives last 2 games ago wasn't the greatest with him running that Fredrin, but put him on his comfort pick, something that he's okay to play with and have an easier time. You will see him prevail in that jungle area and be able to out-retreat Zane a couple times already. We've seen it, right? We kind of saw Zane as the king of jungle, but Twinks' range goes a little bit wide, but topside.
Yeah, topside, a lot going on as down goes T. Is sitting at 0-3-0, not having the easiest time when we thought the R-Lot would be the game changer. But speaking of game changers, down goes the Feather Airstrike in the mid lane by Nicolette with that IMU. But so far, Ackerman having a very great early game.
Looks like they're setting the tone very fast paced, but Galaxy is shredding down this topside turret, and looks like we found our answer. You know, if they're gonna slot an R-Lot, go in for a Minotaur, but honestly, actually, I just noticed T is running in high and dry this time instead of running in a tank emblem, which will make him a little bit squishy towards that early game.
Galaxy, making the most out of the situation, does claim the turret on the top side just in time, and that is going to be a turret into the hands of Ackerman alongside the 2 turtles that they've claimed so far 6 minutes in.
Absolutely, but can still play. Do they spot out Kush? No, they don't. Kush is gonna walk out unharmed, kind of doing his little dance with Karina, doing some gymnastics, cartwheels, flips, you name it. But look at the bot side, they're gonna go ahead and look for a push.
Yeah, Toy's trying to slow down Joybosh, trying to use the bouncing ball. Joybosh hugging onto that wall, gets there just in time for the denial of Zia pushing in that turret.
And that is going to be another set for the neutral objective here. 3rd turtle up, ready for a little bit of a tussle. Here we go.
Iron's race, Sarge Bench, hope Zane stunned onto the wall, bursted down. Kush picking up a kill is going to find Zane, opening up yet the 3rd turtle of the day into the hands of Ackerman, as they do have the retribution in their favor. Yato takes down Zia. Switch is going to go ahead and secure this turtle. Spear of Glory connected to T. Galaxy is going to pick up that kill. Ackerman on fire, but in the mid lane, ISO left unchecked, doing some damage, but Nicolette for the denial is going to make it there just in time to stop him from claiming this turret.
2k goal lead coming in from Ackerman as all 3 turtles have been picked up, but also leading in kills as well. We do see Nicolette trying to not let this turret go unchecked, but it looks like he's going to go ahead and take that as well. That is going to be the first objective being found by the side of BTK, and Galaxy already doing another trade on that bot side.
That's right. BTK trying to find a way to make their way back in this match, not allowing the snowball to kind of start from Ackerman, and it is very close to them having a one-sided story, but BTK still focusing on these objectives, rotating where they need to, and keeping Ackerman on their toes. As you are seeing Joyboss check the bush, hit by 3 members of Ackerman, and now the battle on to the turret in the mid lane. Feather Airstrike dropping down. Zane finds Galaxy. Toinks diving into the full team. A huge stun. Zane is going to find Nicolette for the double kill. ISO is going to find Toinks. T takes down a turret on the bottom side as ISO finds a kill and takes out Kush.
Looks like a little bit of a too much of a head dive into the side of Ackerman. They did give a nice set coming in from Twinks, but looks like it just wasn't into their favor as all the members almost got picked off and just left Zia alone. And that top side was able to get out, which is actually pretty good. We do not want Zia dying anymore here, but he's going to go ahead and take the Ackerman.
Yeah, huge game on the way for both members, fighting it out, trying to claim victory, not trying to go to another best of 5 against the Empire after this hard-fought battle, as this is match 5 between both of these teams. And looking at the map so far, BTK was able to turn this around, and now they have the game control. Ackerman needs to find a way to stay in here, but if they're not careful, BTK is going to try and close this out.
T sitting at 0-4 on this R-Lot. Now, we saw T have a positive KDA 2 matches ago, but he is looking at a little bit of a negative KDA this time. I think it's just because he's a little bit too squishy running in that high and dry. I would like to see a little bit of a sustained build coming in from T. He is the EXP laner, but he has to get that little bit of sustain, especially when it comes to these team fights. But Twinks spotting out Joybaj, Nicolette picking up the wild charge, taking it away. So now there's 2 set potentials, right? If Twinks' rage does not land, there is Nicolette to count on, and keeps calling as well from Galaxy. But objectives has actually been turned around, but oh no.
to find it out. ISO finds Toink. Feather airstrike does go down. Guardian's barrier alongside that, trying to stop Nicolette from getting away. But T with the final slash. Galaxy is going to catch him off guard though and take him down. Zia joining the fight with Speedy Light Wheels. Finds a kill, takes down Joy Boss. Throwing roars from Obzane. Pathing in with the puncture, but decides to pull his punches and live to fight another tail. But so far, 8-10 on the board. BTK still leading control for the map.
And looks like they're not going to go ahead and do that, Lord, as they are missing members for both sides. Looks like the wave, though, however, is still into the favor of BTK objective as well. Let's take a really quick look at these items, though. This is really going to be the most important thing as both teams are going to start to scale. We are seeing Zia coming in with a Trinity build, still not fully there yet. We are seeing a Corrosion with a Golden Staff being locked in, but we do see ISO leading in gold right now, coming in with a DHS, Hunter Strike, and Malefic, but
you are seeing T take down Nicolette, but Zia is going to take down T. Zia left unchecked on the bottom side, is going to be able to claim his turret, but Zane is going to get the Lord for BTK. So overall, a good trade for both sides, 11 minutes in.
Looks like Zia was able to trade out some turrets for that Lord, but that is not into the hands of Ackerman, so BTK still has a little bit of wiggle room. They still have all the turrets up for that mid side, so vision is still into their favor, but Zia might just overstep a little bit of recalling for a little bit of chip damage over there into the favor of Zane, but Lord coming down to the mid side. Ackerman has to be careful, no room for mistakes, and we talked about this, right? One mistake can flip the entire game, and that one mid skirmish just costed Ackerman to flip the coin around, and now they're on the back foot this time.
Definitely on the back foot, but you can't count them out yet. And after all these matches we've seen today, they definitely have the opportunity to be able to turn this around. As down goes the Lord before BTK can claim any of these high ground turrets, but they are going to be able to claim the tier 2 on the top side, falling to ISO.
Now, Ackerman has very little chance to make any mistakes. They have to make a play to take BTK off, or at least put them a little bit on that back, and you want to stall them as much as they can. We are looking at a gold lead as well for BTK. They might not be ahead of kills, but they are ahead in objectives, and you want to focus on the macro. It's not really all about the kills when it comes to this game. It really is depending on how you execute this game that decides the lead. But we already see a little bit of that damage towards Galaxy, doing a little bit of zonish, but Wings. Ooh, a lot of vision, but I might just get caught out here.
Wings is going to wind up, though. Is going to kind of get out of there, not deciding to opt in on that fight. But BTK claiming their presence on the map so far. 13 minutes in, and Ackerman on the back foot needs to find a way to turn this around. The later this game goes, though, it still can be in favor for Ackerman as they do have Zia. But speaking of both members, you are seeing Tia get a pick off, finds Toinks. That's going to be one member falling. 53 seconds until this Lord spawns in, though, so not the huge disadvantage that BTK is looking for to be able to close this out. But if Ackerman continues to overextend, if they continue to make these mistakes, it will be their downfall for BTK to be able to close out the series.
And the lanes are getting so pressed up with BTK. Mobazane is looking for a little bit of blood, but Zia is starting to throw a punch right now as he is coming online. But look at Nicolette and Galaxy.
Ooh, Yato, wait a minute, not the bush you want to go into. Wild charge for the knock-up, and Nicolette for the shutdown. That is a huge play for Ackerman, and it looks like they are going to go back. They were able to find the back line, Yato from BTK, but T, similar situation on the overextension, running into 3 members of Ackerman. Zane trying to join the fight in time.
Wait.
Final slash. You are going to see Phantom's Execution drop in as well. The Guardian's Barrier, Time's Revenge winding up. Galaxy getting a kill. Kush takes down Joy Bosch. Ackerman on fire as Zia takes down Mobazane. ISO by himself. Huge play for Ackerman to be able to take this neutral objective with only ISO to defend.
They have no way. They can't push up anything at the moment, but that means there's going to be a Lord into their hands. That was a beautiful play, though, coming from Nicolette and Galaxy, sitting in that mid-side bush, getting out Yato, which forced the fight. Now T got caught out, which was Twinks giving enough vision, and now we're going to see a little bit of a pressure in the mid side as they're going to claim everything. Look at Kush and Galaxy already being a menace in their jungle to give enough vision.
Yeah, right now you're looking at almost an even lead in terms of gold, with the map opening up. Ackerman able to turn this around, able to take down 4 members of BTK, and neither side can kind of afford to make these mistakes, as we are now 14 minutes in, slowly making our way into the late game, and this is where we see one side kind of prioritize these objectives a little bit more smoother, and right now it's still anybody's game, keeping us on the wire, keeping us on the edge, and it's going to boil down to who makes that mistake on these overextensions.
The lane getting pushed up in that mid side. Now in exchange goes the bot side, but T pushing up the top side. And we're gonna see if this Lord can take it out.
Yeah, Lord is gonna crash into that high ground turret for the bottom side, leaving it at about half HP, but not anything for BTK to sweat over. But Twinks is gonna wind up, not gonna opt in. Zane checking the bush with the Phantom's execution. Bouncing ball going down. Galaxy trying to get away. Joybaw's on the chase with the power of nature. Twinks is gonna get out of there as well. Both teams playing very passive. But yes, you're right. Look at T. Great positioning for a pocket pickoff. Final slash, catching them off guard. Feather airstrike drop down. Yato finds Galaxy. Twinks for the knockup. T for the shutdown is going to find Twinks. Zia trying to get out of there. BTK in a great position. You are going to see ISO find Kush as well, leaving only Nicolette and Zia. But are they done there? Does BTK push into the base? Do they try and close this out? Can they stop Zia and Nicolette from defending this base? Can they close this game out and end this best-of-5 series? As you are going to see the high ground turret quickly taken down. Feather airstrike drop from Yato. All utility on the board from BTK dropping down. Tia finding Nicolette. A full wipeout! And you are going to see BTK unstoppable. ISO taking down Zia. Huge play, but they don't have the minions. Having to be very passive. Galaxy in time alongside Twinks to defend is going to rush in, but my God, was quickly bursted down. You're going to see Twinks rushing in as well. Similar situation. Immortality has been proc. That's all ISO needed. Now making damage onto the turret, onto the base crystal, and that is all she wrote. BTK claims the best of 5 against Ackerman. Are moving on to the top 3 teams in North America for the playoffs.
Congratulations to BTK. We have been sitting here for a very long time now.